Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Smackdown review and opinions video. I actually don't have loads to say. I'm kind of just indifferent to this show. I feel like it was fine. It was good. I think it had some moments. I think it's probably better than what we've seen recently, but I wouldn't say by much. And I think actually to kind of hammer that point home, if we go down the match scores, you can see that nothing really delivered in-ring wise. So I did two different streams. I did the live one and then I did another one for the US audience, right? And not a single match on either of those streams was rated great or above. Everything was just good. So Pretty Deadly against Street Profits, good 99 and good 94. Secret Hervice versus Kayden and Katana was good 88 and good 91. LA Knight against Braun Strowman was good 90 and good 96. Charlotte versus Michin was good 92 and good 88. Then we had Randy versus Drew, which was good 95 and good 97. And then the last match, Jimmy Uso versus The Miz, good 78, good 96. Quite a difference there, actually, between the two scores. Nearly 20% difference, which is quite big. One stream just really not feeling it. The other one thinking it was perfectly acceptable. But not a single match there on either of those streams clicking into the great range. And I think that's disappointing. I thought the opening promo was a little bit throwaway. It was good when Randy came out to confront Cody, but really all it did was set up Randy versus Drew. And the problem is that that match wasn't really allowed to be that good because Randy versus Drew is premium live event. It could absolutely bang, but it needs time, and you don't really want Kevin coming down and distracting, and obviously we ended up getting that, so it didn't really get the time that I felt it needed. You always knew that Kevin was going to be sniffing around. That was a bit of a shame. To use the open to set up a match which didn't really mean anything, and you knew that there was going to be outside interference. Little bit of a shame. We didn't really get much drama in the title matches, apart from a brief moment where it looked like Pretty Deadly might get the tag titles. They didn't. So no title change there. Braun Strowman didn't get his hands on the United States Championship. Of course, Jacob getting involved. So it will be interesting to see what repercussions can come out of that. Obviously, Jacob continuing to make it very clear he has no love for Solo anymore. That's kind of interesting. The Naomi video package I thought was very interesting. I thought she did a great job in that. Like that kind of sick smile that she gave and the whole proceed with caution. And she's really leaning into like the caution tape type stuff. I thought that was pretty good. Of course, Drew being planted in the windscreen of the car in the loading bay area. That was good. Unfortunately, it came quite late in the show. And I only say that because I sort of feel like the vast majority of the show, like 2 hours 20, 2 hours 25, had already gone by that point. And so I feel like I'd sat through a lot of stuff, which was fine, but nothing which set my world on fire, or very little that set my world on fire. Really only the Naomi segment up until that point. But then we did get that fight in the loading bay. And then, of course, the highlight of the show by an absolute country mile. That final segment with CM Punk getting emotional because he found out that he's going to be main event in WrestleMania and Heyman's breaking that news to him. Seth also finds out he's going to be main event in WrestleMania, but is livid because he doesn't want CM Punk to main event WrestleMania. And then, of course, the big reveal that wasn't the favor. That wasn't the favor. So I kind of feel like there was definitely some stuff here. I think if I'd gone to this show, I wouldn't have felt cheated. I think I would have been satisfied. But there's not loads that we take out of it, but I would say a little bit more than normal. So score-wise, I'm going to go 6.5, maybe more 6.75, but that's the kind of range that I'm in. So there we go. That was a quick little rundown of the show. Let's get to your thoughts. We've had 40 responses, and if we get a bit of a move on, we should be able to get through all of them. So Hasib said, it's been better than previous weeks. It flowed better. I felt Punk's favor is so head-scratching. What could he possibly want other than main eventing? Because he can get a world title match without Heyman. Overall, I'm going to go a 6. Do we think that Cena Cody would be better career versus title? I don't think so, only because we know that Cena's got other dates. I mean, he's definitely got dates till the end of the year. So if Cody won, there's no way that Cena would just walk away at that point. Like, he's got more dates lined up. And he's being advertised for different things. So I wouldn't know, because basically that says to me that Cena's winning, because he's not going to be going away before the end of the year. So that would say to me that it's going to be a Cena win. Brendan, shout out to you. Carl said it was a brilliant show. It was easily the best SmackDown of the year and in a while. Also, the best show since Roadblock. Okay. London crowd. I'm going to go, when was Roadblock? London crowd was pure fire, as I knew they would be. Whoever started the stand up if you hate Tottenham chant is a legend. The matches were decent. Naomi's promo was great. And I liked the new announcer. Yeah, the new announcer. That'll be interesting to see what people thought about the new announcer, because I was actually not that keen. I said this in both watch-alongs. He doesn't have like a deep tone to his voice. I can't really sense any sort of gravitas there. Maybe he can find something and conjure up something. But at the moment, he just strikes me as a dude with a microphone just shouting out the names. Like, you could have gone and got anyone. You could have got any of the world's great announcers. I mean, I'm sure there's loads out there working for different boxing promotions and different MMA promotions and different wrestling promotions. But this is the guy they wanted. And I feel like it's someone that's probably very well liked, because there was people in the chat going, nah, he's good. He's a good guy. And I got the impression that he was a popular guy. But I can't say that I listened to his announcing and I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the good stuff. I wasn't sensing that gravitas. I wasn't sensing that really nice, rich tone in the voice that kind of made him stand out. It just sort of felt like we'd given just a guy a microphone. Kiki gives it a 6 out of 10. Finley said, I thought it was an improvement from last week. The matches were pretty flat, but the Drew-Damian brawl definitely felt worthy. Main segment was great, and I love that the Punk gets to main event. But that's not the favor. However, I thought it ended weirdly with them just stood there. Well, it felt like the timing was all out, because they sort of put the credit up and they sort of felt like they were trying to wrap the show up, and Punk still hadn't delivered or got to what he was getting to. So I think the reason it kind of cut with him just sort of standing there was because the pacing of that final segment had sort of gone awry, or something had gone a little bit wrong. I'm guessing they managed to get it all in on USA Network, but honestly, watching it live, it felt like it had overrun. It felt like it had gone over a little bit. We didn't end with as much time left as we normally would. So I've got to think there's probably something in there. So Finley, shout out to you. Joey said, I think 3 hours is way too long. It felt like the closing segment was rushed. The opening segment with Cody and Randy was too long. Parker said it was a great show. I really thought Tiffy had a better promo this week. Need to see that again next week. Can't wait to be back to the regular schedule. Same. I agree. I'd like to get back to that regular schedule as well. Josh said, honestly, disappointed that CM Punk said that's not the favor. I'm curious as to where that can go now. Well, actually, I've just done a video on it because it's going to take me a while to get Unseen done, unfortunately, because this was a real messy day. I mean, we started 3 hours before the show. I got my timing slightly wrong. So we did 3 hour pre-show of just talking, right? And answering questions and theories and all of that. Then we did the SmackDown watch-along. Then there was next to no gap, and we went straight into the next watch-along. Of course, people were tagging me because they were at the show. That means I've got people reacting to 2 different broadcasts in my notifications. So I have like a load of reactions, and then I've got like a bit of a break, and then I've got all load of reactions from different people, and I've got people at the show. And it's just, and there's news in there as well, and people just tagging me in things that they found. So it's, oh God, honestly, it's so messy. I don't know when I'll get Unseen done. So I'm going to have to kind of try and chip away through it. So I actually thought, you know what? the favor is something that I want to talk about as well. So let's do a video on that. So I did a video on that, got that up. And if you're not seeing it on the main channel, check it out. And it's just because I know it's going to take me so long to work on Unseen. I thought, get some on the channel before people go to bed and get Unseen up whenever. So, right. Honestly disappointed about the favor. Okay, Josh, shout out to you. Blue Will Sonic says, overall rank D+. Ooh. Muggsy said bad, but some decent parts. Just not enough to save the show. Expected, but the run in on the US title match, come on, man. Do better, H. The disrespect of the natural disasters is insane. They're getting inducted and there's no hype promos yet. I only really like the promos and Phoenix, so 625, says Muggsy. I think it was Sean that told us that there is a hype package for the natural disasters, but it just got put onto flipping YouTube. I don't know why they've not shown it on the show, and not a clue. Kelly said, tonight I watched both showings. It was definitely better than the last few weeks. I'm loving Naomi turning heel, although I've got a feeling about that. Cody and Randy in the beginning was great. Jacob is killing it still. I'm tired of Jade acting like a victim. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I just want to see her being a bit of a badass, really. I hope that Naomi destroys her. Charlotte was great in the ring tonight, but the absolute best was the second stream, and Nathan, our new community jester. The matches tonight were a 6. Promos tonight was a 10. Daze in-stream meltdown or tantrum was priceless. Love you, daddy. Yeah, this is seemingly a thing now, so love that for me. Kelly, shout out to you. Craig said 7. Lots of bits of storyline progression for Mania and after Mania. I enjoyed the new ring announcer. Naomi is amazing. Fatu is a beast as always. I still think the favor will be a title shot versus heel Cena if he wins, says Craig. Taker 1990 said SmackDown was an 8. Better than last week. SmackDown starting to pick up. Tiffany's promo was better. Final segment was fire. I think SmackDown will be back in the US next week. Correction for those high meet and greet prices. It's at WrestleMania After Dark, not After Party. Yeah, that is. I think that's the same thing, to be honest. I think the After Dark thing is the After Party type thing, you know? It's kind of like once WrestleMania ends, you go to the club. And superstars will be there. And yeah, I mean, the prices for that are flipping insane. A little bit of a fan said, Daze, I thought SmackDown was very good and entertaining. That's what it's supposed to be, entertaining. Cody Randy was good, but I really enjoyed Punk Roman Seth. Thanks for streaming twice. I think that was the very best. Thank you, my friends. We'll never know. I think that was the very best. ... No idea. Little bit of a fan. Thank you. Right. Art de Comango said, it was too long, but I enjoyed it. Thank you, my friends. I'm trying to read what your font says, and I can't. I can see the word dark. It might be Junie Dark. I don't know. That's your name now. Norma said the show was a 6, but the segment with Roman, Seth, and Punk was an 8. It would have been a 10 if we found out what the favor was. Big Slick Ace Diamond said it was the best SmackDown on the road to WrestleMania by far. I thought all the stories progressed tonight, and the rest of the ride to WrestleMania and beyond is going to be a lot of fun. Sub Ho Deep said it was better than last week. Matthew said, I think it was a brilliant show, and I think that Paul Heyman will turn on Roman and start managing CM Punk again, and the favor is a triple threat night 2 for the championship between Cody and Cena. J Omega says 7.5. Skush said it was kind of whack, honestly. Opulus Travel said, honestly, the SmackDown was a great show. However, it being a SmackDown on the road to WrestleMania, terrible. It honestly feels like we are not in WrestleMania season. Plus, I am loving this tag division. It will only get better with Rey Fenix. Also, Zilla Fatu's son was born on Umaga's birthday. Very good. Chris said, Daze. Hello, Chris. Fun watch. And who doesn't love a cliffhanger to end the show? So 7. Seeing the wise man sing. Seth not looking like Grimace or something like that was good to see. Punk getting all teary-eyed made it seem real. When Punk mentioned Louisville, was that a callback to OVW? Well, I don't know, honestly. I mean, I suppose. I mean, he was thanking certain places. He thanked London because that's where he was. He thanked Chicago because that's where he's from. And I wonder if Louisville was. Thanks for where I was trained. I read it more as a Jim Cornette thing. I mean, he does even say corny in, like, the next line. And he does mention Louisville. And whenever I hear Louisville, I just think Jim Cornette. So I couldn't tell if it was OVW, if it was Jim Cornette, or what that reference was. Maybe it was all of the above. But, yeah, it was a really great segment. It was a really, really enjoyable moment. Certainly, I mean, if you think, like, Paul singing, crowd making plenty of noise, Roman living his best life, CM Punk getting teary, Seth freaking out, bombshell of that's not the favor. I mean, all of that in, not much time, to be honest. I think made it one of the stronger segments on the road to WrestleMania, but it's just a bit of a shame that there wasn't much time given to that, and we'd kind of watched 2.5 hours, maybe even more than that, of pretty basic stuff. I mean, I don't feel like this was anything too drastically different from kind of what we've seen, but I do agree, better than last week. Muggsy, shout out to you. Look at this. Look at that. Yeah, that makes it look like it was just absolutely incredible, and we were just eating popcorn, and that popcorn is now completely gone. Yeah. I said this is what you would drive me to, and that is exactly what you've done. So I hope you're happy now. Nathan said it was really good. Dean said heel Naomi will be good. Michin versus Charlotte was the best match of the night. The stare down between Jade and Charlotte was great. The favor is going to be him or me situation. The abrupt endings are getting annoying, but it was the best SmackDown in a while. And so Dean gives it a 7. I think all that checks out, honestly. Raymond said, Daze, I thought SmackDown was really good. Like, the matches were very good. And I truly enjoyed SmackDown tonight. Way better than last week's Raw. So I'm going to rate it 10 out of 10. Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to you, Raymond. Samantha gives it an 8. Said, I enjoyed it way more than last week. Punk Roman Seth segment was my favorite, says Samantha. Wrestling fan since day one said, I know you get asked this a lot, but any guesses as to what the favor is? The obvious answer is a title match. My guess is he wants a match against Roman for the head of the table spots. The Ula Fala or maybe Paul Heyman as his wise man. Well, I don't think he would want the Ula Fala because it doesn't really do anything for him. I mean, he's not part of that family, so, he's not part of that tribe. I don't see him becoming their tribal chief and they all have to now acknowledge him. He's never made any noises about wanting that. It's not really his culture. I don't think it would go that way. I don't think he'd want the head of the table spot. I mean, could it be that he wants Heyman? Now, we've spoke about this, and that to me is not a favor. It's not, it's CM Punk helped out Roman in a match. So I don't know that the fair trade is I'm now going to take your wise man away forever. CM Punk's not going to worry about it being a fair trade, but that kind of goes a bit beyond the favor realm for me, I sort of feel like the favor has got to be something that Paul's going to have to do that's going to put Roman's nose out of joint. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's going to be that Paul's in a situation which is awkward, and Paul wants to do it for CM Punk, but it's not something Roman wants him to do. And Paul's going to have to say to Roman, my tribal chief, I owe him this favor. We owe him this favor. And I could see it being something like that. I don't see it being that he's going to take Paul away. So I can't quite find the answer. Unless it's going to be something like get me the title match at SummerSlam or whatever, right? And Roman's like, I need to be in that title match at SummerSlam. And so Paul's like, I know my tribal chief, but we do owe CM Punk this favor, and I can call in a bit of a favor with Triple H. I can, I do have connections, my tribal chief, with Nick Khan or whatever it might be. I wonder if it's something like that, more so than Heyman getting taken away or something to do with the Ula Fala. Title match, I mean, the only thing I'd say is I think that CM Punk's a babyface and the people love him. And of course, he's out for himself. I don't think he wants to screw Cody over. I don't think he's going to want to screw Cody over. I think if he wanted a match with Cody, he could go up to Cody and say, give me a title match. And I think he could get one. I think that he's really pleased for Cody. I don't know that he's looking to win night one and then get inserted into a match in night two that Cody's going to be underprepared for. And Cody's already got to worry about The Rock, got to worry about Cena. Now he's got to worry about CM Punk as well. I mean, all's fair in love and war, but I don't know. So, wrestling fans since day one, that's kind of where my head's at on the topic. And as we said, we did do a video on the Wrestling Daze channel on that subject. Casey said 7 out of 10. Tonight was better than the last few shows. Hoping that next Friday, the real road to WrestleMania will start, with it being only a few weeks away. Lewis said, I enjoyed it. Crowd was great. Larry said, Daze, the show was good. Matches okay. The 2 teases, Black and Phoenix, were cool. Randy already calling his shot for Cody's championship. Mark Nash was good for a first show. The contract signing was great. Stream conversation was fun, so giving a 6 overall, says Larry. El Patata says, LA Knight back to being an afterthought champ. Shinsuke was better. Shocked the Secret Hervice won again. Love it. Another should have been longer match for the men's tag division. Make us dream with Drew until the Priest reminder. Roman Seth was great. Didn't feel like the feud needs Punk. Seth was fighting for EO to main event WrestleMania, but 5.5 mid, says El Patata. Mary said, when Randy and Drew both approached Cody in their own way, it felt more to me like at Mania, if Cody retained and Cena wasn't in the picture, they would be implying that they were eventually challenging Cody for the title. Yes. Which they did mention. Otherwise, they could be for Cena. So, yeah, they basically were saying, I'm going to be going for that title after. But it doesn't really matter if it's Cody or if it's Cena. I mean, Randy's a face. So, Randy is just making his feelings known. I want number 15. And I will come up to you and I will challenge you like a man, like a friend. But it doesn't really matter if it's Cody or if it's Cena. We're just sort of getting Randy into that mix, into that conversation. And who knows what post-Mania is going to look like for Drew as well. Who knows if Drew even wins or loses or what's going to happen there. So, in fact, that is quite interesting. Will Drew win or lose? Don't know. I feel like he should win, but there's maybe a chance that they want to keep, building up Damian. CT Dingo said, it was better. That last segment felt like it needed more time to breathe, though, but I enjoyed it. Now we ask what the favor really is. Perhaps Paul will be made as Punk's manager at Mania and leave Roman alone. I'll be rooting for Seth at Mania after what he did at Mania 40, said CT Dingo. Austin said, the final segment and Naomi were the only good things tonight. I did enjoy Jacob as well. Everything else was, nah. Crowd was a bit much sometimes. 6.5 for SmackDown, but 10 out of 10 for the stream. You in the chat had me laughing so hard, and I did need that, so shout out to you guys. Austin, shout out to you, my friends. Appreciate it. Howdy said, it was good, 7 out of 10, but next week is going to be bigger than this week, and I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you, my friends. Dwayne said, would have been better if we got more of the triple threat contract signing than the bromance between Cody and Randy, which was cool. It's just we wanted violence. So 6 out of 10, says Dwayne. The Wrestling God gives it 6.5, but there is quite a bit of poop involved by the looks of it. Dark Phoenix T said, it was an excellent show tonight. Randy and Cody was great. Jacob is blazing his own trail. Naomi and Jade feud is the hottest thing going. And Naomi's promo was excellent. CM Punk's cliffhanger was epic, says Dark Phoenix Tees. So a 9. Brady said, the opening and the final segments were great. Hopefully we're only 7 days away from the return of Alexa and the Wyatt Six. FYI said, better than last week, but there is still just filler matches. It's like the good writers are on a long vacation or something, and I'm still not understanding what WWE is doing. WrestleMania is 2 days. It's less than 25 days away, and there's not a lot of matches. Maybe a 6. It's Ryan said it was the average episode. It was what an average episode should look like. They're more than capable of providing a show like that every week without failure. Second half could have been better in my opinion, but it had an okay pace. Some feuds definitely need uplifting though. Very few have a Mania feel to them, said It's Ryan. Spiller said, hello, Daze. Hello, Spiller. Hope you well. I thought it was a really good show. We've got some move-in pieces to some storylines happening. And I really love Jacob. Building the matches were good. And the contract signing was interesting. So I would give it an 8.5. Lots of praise for Jacob coming through, which is, yeah, cool. I thought he looked great as well. I kind of liked his hair. He was wearing it a little bit different. I noticed these things. OTC said, I think it was good. Randy versus Drew match was really good. But the most important was the contract signing. So 8 out of 10. Yeet. And Kat said, hi, Daze. I'm going to give it 8.3. It was very exciting. And the crowd tonight made it even more exciting. And I am happy for CM Punk. He definitely deserves it. But in my opinion, so does Jay. Brackets conflicted. Either way, I'm here for the ride. It's still Yeet-a-mania all the way. Yeet-a-mania. Let's go. Right, excellent. That was all of the comments. I thought we would get through them. I wanted to get through them. So it seems like a little bit of a mixed bag as to what people were thinking and feeling. We've had 68 votes in. Poll only went up an hour ago. And a lot of people watched the first showing of this, of course. So this is a little bit late for them. Currently in the UK, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. But even so, about 70-odd votes. That'll obviously increase as people vote tomorrow. But it looks like it's going to click in at a great rating. I think I would be really high level good. I don't know that I'd just click into great. I think I'd be really high goods. Really high goods. But if we have a look and see how it scored last week, it came out as goods, 95%. This week, it looks like it's going to get a great rating. Looks like it's going to be about a great 65. And I do agree this was much better than last week. So I do agree with that. So that's kind of where we are. The numbers are reflecting that this was a better week's show. But quite a variety of scores in there. But better week show. I thought London was well, represented itself well. And on we go. I mean, yeah, can't wait to get back to America. Looking forward to that. Get back to our usual time. Just the one stream. And yeah, let's go. Hopefully then we can really dig into the road to WrestleMania. So there we go. That was the review. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate the support as always. We'll be back on Sunday with a watch-along for WrestleMania 24. Of course, we'll be back on Monday for Raw in London. And, of course, there'll be Unseens on the way as well. So, thanks for watching. Bye for now.